Hi. I wanted to do another video because the kids are away tonight. So I might do loads or I might not. What's on my mind mainly is the scope of YouTube at the minute, and what's for me anyway, what's weird is how YouTube can affect you. It's not weird, it's obvious, but how YouTube can affect your psyche for both good and bad. And that doesn't help when you're truth seeking, does it? Because we all want to know the truth. What is the truth? Jesus is the truth, people keep saying. And actually, before I start mocking, I've got nothing to mock about. Nothing at all, because I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to religion still, and I'm going to look into it, like I keep saying. Yeah, how funny. Last night, I had a bit of a I'm just having weird days every day, but last night I got into bed, and what made me laugh is that I was meditating. I had some, is it solfeggio? The Tesla frequencies, 528 hertz. And I've been listening to that for a while, and I really do feel like it helps, but it's definitely throws you into an altered state of mind. Anyway, so I'm sat there meditating, and I feel like I'm in Mortal Kombat from the 90s, and I'm not quite understanding what's going on, but I'm in some sort of battle. And I think everybody's experiencing these things, and because of the internet and because of shared experience, it's both a blessing and a curse to read all these different stories, because what I'm struggling with is everybody talks about mind control at the minute. Of course they do, MK Ultra, and still I don't know enough about this. Claiming ignorance, that's my line. But the things that we watch on YouTube, it's not just subconsciously going into us, it's consciously going into us, because we're choosing to watch it and listen to it. Even if it's on in the background, you can't ignore it. So what does that do? When people talk about information, disinformation, I don't know. Basically what I'm struggling with is how to know what is freshly put there and what has been subconsciously put there or consciously put there. Because up until, like I said in my last video, up until about a month or two ago, and again that it's only been the last 2 weeks where I've needed to look on YouTube for some sort of similarities of experience to stop myself going crazy. I didn't watch YouTube, so I don't know what I think about it. So all my thoughts, visions, memories, whatever, I knew were organic, because they came from me untarred. I didn't watch telly really, only kids' TV all the time. And I just had quite a busy, preoccupied, frantic, anxious life up until recently. And so now I've been consuming myself in YouTube and so many different topics. I don't know what's coming from me and what's coming from things I've heard elsewhere. But again, back to that Jesus bit. So yeah, last night I'm laid there trying to get to sleep. I just can't sleep at the minute. Anybody else feeling that? Like, oh my gosh, I was going to say I'm not playing the martyr, but I am, but only as a joke. But literally, I don't sleep much anyway because the kids are up so bloody early. But I get in bed and I just can't sleep. I'm just laid there, eyes closed, in other realms. Whether that's my realms or what, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so I laid there, and then I started panicking a little bit. I woke up, heard a noise, I think the baby monitor went off or something, I don't know what happened, but it snapped me out of my meditation. I'm just laid there like, oh, with some bloody solfeggio music, if that's how you pronounce it, next to my ear. Anyway, I got a feeling of panic, and I said to myself, save me, Jesus, protect me. And I did feel calmer straight after. I don't know if that's because I was laughing thinking, look at you sucker, that's what I'm talking about. Not sucker, but what you listen to does become you in a way. So my sort of thought train for today was how to navigate YouTube. What's everybody else been finding? Because obviously if I listen to nice stuff, there's a clairvoyant channeler girl that I'm sure people will be aware of. She's called Aluna Ash 9D or something. And when I read the comments, people are just resonating with her left, right and centre, and I've got to be honest, I do as well. And then I think, is what people resonate with always a determined idea that they go, oh yeah, that is what resonates with me, when really that's just what they wanted to think anyway. So this is what I mean. What are your own thoughts and what are you not? What are not your own thoughts? So I listened to this. I've not listened to everything. Again, like I said, I've only been on YouTube for 2 weeks. Listened to a few relevant ones from her, and she's got such a calming aura, and she seems to be knowledgeable and understanding what's going on in a way that she can make other people feel calm. That's what I can't do at the minute, I think. Because I'm trying to figure it all bloody out. So anyway, yeah, like I say, I listen to her and I go, oh, that's nice, that sounds great. Whatever it is, she's always got positive messages, and so I listen to that, I take it on, and I let that make me feel better. And then later on in the day, I pick something else, and it'll be something about, what the fuck is that noise? It'll be something darker, it doesn't even matter what about, but something with fear underpinning it. And I feel like I have to defend myself when I'm watching things, because I feel like I need to know everything. It's like, I don't know, I think it is Jordan Peterson that says, he talks about the importance of being prepared for every eventuality, and that's what I feel like I've always been prepared for since birth, really. I used to describe myself as a spider, because I just tense all the time, vigilant, ready, waiting for attack. But I completely feel that is what I need to do. I need to know quite a lot of information about a lot of different things before I can navigate with any authority or certainty through YouTube, which is going to be going into my brain. So I came across this channel last night by, it wasn't really synchronicity because everything's connected on YouTube, isn't it? But anyway, so I found this channel. I think it was T. Taylor, and she's so cool, she's so nice. I've only watched 1.5 of her videos actually, and a couple of small ones, and her energy, and she's been through what I think I'm going through last year. So if anybody's listening to this and going, you're not helping me, go and have a look at her page, T. Taylor. And another one I found, a couple, much more in-depth research, and wonderful ideas and kind sort of spirits, and you can feel that. There's one called Project ELI, and there's a lovely lady. I watched a couple of her videos. I think she's called Robin. Again, maybe some people haven't come across these yet. I'm new to it. And the other one was Star Child 2009, I think. It's a lady who's clearly super smart. She's done a lot of research, and so I watched a couple of her pages. But again, what got me back into paranoia or lower vibration was seeing how everybody's being targeted, really, to big or small degrees. And when you talk about like spiritual warfare, I feel like I'm experiencing this, but I'm experiencing it within my own consciousness, and I'm kind of aware of it. I am aware of it, really. But what I don't like is when you see actual comments, or one of the ladies on one of those channels that I mentioned, I can't remember who it was, she got some hate mail, some weird cards sent through the post, and it's like, who the fuck is doing stuff like that? It's like, get a bloody grip, you losers, absolute loser trolls. Like, I can't think of anything worse than spending my life putting other people down. Although I just did it then. But no, it's just horrible. It's like, if you don't like something, don't comment, move on. There's just, the internet's full of jobsworths who are just trying to pull others down to make themselves feel better, and we all know that. It's just, I don't like the reality of it. I don't. And my days are so weird. And when I think back now, I've listened to another couple of people's stories, and like I said, my awakening started maybe 18 months ago. No, it's got to be longer than that. Like, yeah, maybe nearly 2 years ago. And it was a slow builder, last 6 months, last 3 months, boof, like that. But I definitely felt the startings of that long ago. And when I think back now to things that happened, for example, this was one that happened. Up until 2 years ago, I never had any points on my driving licence. Not that I shouldn't have, because I didn't really follow the rules. I never really followed the rules. But anyway, so no points. And then everything, you know how it is. You allow yourself to feel shit. Everything shit happens. And over a few months, I think we'd moved house and I'd not forwarded the mail. Whatever it bloody was. It was all this paperwork and shit they try and get you on, technicalities. I'd not forwarded my mail to the new house. And I'd got a speeding ticket, which I didn't pay, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, the points were adding up and the fines and all this, and I didn't even realise because they weren't contacting me at my new address. Of course it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. Forget that anyway. So, loads and loads and loads of points. In England every year you're allowed, is it 12 points? Yeah, it is actually. 12 points before you get banned. So I didn't realise I was on any, I don't think, or I might have known I was on a few. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was driving, this was last April, so more than a year ago, driving back from my mate's house, and I'd got my little girl in the car. She was about 6 or 8 months old, bless her, she was only little. And there was nothing on the road, driving home, nearly home, 5 mile drive. I just felt myself go, oh, like that. Looked in the rearview mirror and there was this police car, so I thought, oh, bollocks. But I didn't panic. Anyway, he stopped, came in, checked everything. Turned out I'd already got 12 points on my licence, and the points that I'd accrued from the new offence of brake light out, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter, I better be honest. I wasn't insured on the car. Whoops, that was naughty. I thought I was. No, I didn't. Stop lying. Yeah, I was risking it. I was about to get the insurance done, but I didn't. So it all serves me right, and it's all good that it happened. But anyway, I knew about a second before that shit was about to happen. I was like, oh, policeman came in the car. I was trying to be super nice to him, and I thought he might just let me go home and sort everything out, as that's what I was trying to do, and I was about half a mile away from home. But no, of course he had to be a dickhead. The car got towed away. We couldn't afford to get the car back. I was then automatically banned. I had to go to court for a hearing. I rang up lawyers and they said, you've got absolutely no chance of getting off this offence. And I was thinking to myself, yes I have, because it's not fucking fair. It's not fair. Again, was it fair? It doesn't matter, whatever. So the day of court came and I'm driving down to court, and I just knew that I would get off it. I didn't have a lawyer, nobody would. They said it was pointless and it was going to be 600 quid to hire an attorney, so I thought, oh bollocks. So I wrote a few little pages about how hard life had been for me at the minute and why I'd not at that moment got my car insured but was about to do so, what it would mean, blah 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 blah. Anyway, it was a weird moment in the courtroom, but I just knew, oh look, well that's all that. Then come up there. Yeah, anyway, and I got off. So now I'm driving around on 15 points, which is 3 more than you're supposed to have, and I'm not allowed 1 more point or I'm banned. So I'm a bit nervous about driving around at the minute. In case I get targeted again. But, yeah, police, that's the thing. It's like my whole family, not whole family, I've only got mum, dad, brother, and that's it, actually. That is it. But we've all been in tiny spots of trouble with the police. Nothing bad. Well, I guess it is. Drink driving, both parents, 2 times each. Whee! You can tell they don't like to learn the lessons, can't you? But I remember back to 2010, and the first time I felt targeted, now I'm thinking back. And I was out on a night out with this woman that I really did not resonate with at all. I felt like she was a bit dark and I was being a bit of a bitch. You know, she was using me, and potentially, anyway, I was allowing myself to be used, people pleasing, whatever. I went out with her. She asked if we wanted to go to a different place than we were intending. I was like, yeah, go on then. Because she scared me, if I'm honest. She was older and she just had a powerful aura about her, something dumb. Anyway, having a decent night, drunk as you like. This was 8 years ago, obviously. And I came out of the back of this pub and there was a riot van outside, a police van. And I had a bottle of Alka-Pop, I don't know what you call it in America, probably the same. And there was a bin outside. I was so drunk, I was trying to put the bottle in the bin and I missed and it smashed on the floor. Nobody else got hurt, nobody else was around. And this massive policeman just grabbed me, pushed me up against the wall, handcuffed me and threw me in the back of a riot van. And it was fucking horrible. And I had to stay the night in the police station. Oh, they just treated me like shit, and I was super nice and super chilled because I was drunk and I was trying to get out of it, and I was trying to make them know that they were being dicks about it as well, but in a nice way. But anyway, yeah, so I feel like potentially being targeted by the police, but again, most people say police are cunts. That's a bad word. Police are corrupt. Over here, the jobs with, they're just, not all of them, again, I'm not tired of them with the same brush, but there's a certain type of person that goes for a certain type of job. Oh, that's another weird thing as well. I wanted to be a policewoman pretty much from the age of about 15 till I was about 20 maybe. And I thought I'd be great. I thought I'd end up like Sherlock Holmes. And anyway, I ended up going out with a policeman, a firearms officer, and I moved down to live with him in Wales, and I was a post lady delivering mail, and that was bloody great actually, because you were just outside, no one bothering you, music in your ears. Can't believe I've been talking for 20 minutes already, and I've not even got a point out. Definitely going to edit this. Anyway, the opportunity came up for me to apply for the police, and I thought, I've got this in the bag, because I've got a policeman partner who can fill out my form for me, get me an interview, and then I'll get there and I'll bedazzle him, and that will be fine. So I filled out this application form. I didn't think that I needed anyone to proofread it. But, and did I ask him? I don't know if I asked him to. Anyway, whatever happened, I told the truth in this application. They asked an example about when you've gone out on a limb to help someone or whatever. So I was writing it as I would speak it, and I've used quotation marks, but I put the actual swear words in of the attacker and what had happened. And I felt great because I told the truth and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I didn't even get invited for an interview. And when I showed my ex the application form back, he was like, yeah, that's probably why. So I think everything happens for a reason, because there's no way I would have been writing the police. I can't keep to rules. Anyway, yeah, so YouTube fuckery. How do we steer clear of this? Because what's funny is that I'll read what my sort of my suggested YouTube posts are at any given time, and I know it's because of the channels that I like and subscribe to, but let's have a look. Refresh, you bastard. Don't refresh it. Yeah, flat earth proof, GPS is hoax. Oh gosh, too much. I've got Alex Jones, and I'm not sure what I think about him yet either, but it's nice to be aware of every eventuality. Let's have a look. Astral projection, galactic history, collective unconscious update, 5D gateway, New Earth, all this type of thing. And so where do you go with it? It's like, what feels nice to me, but I'm going, it's nice, but is it real? What feels nice is resonating with the narrative that we're all going through some change because of the solar system and moving closer to different planetary systems. That feels right, because I can feel the difference in the air, the sun. I can see the changes in the sky. And at night time, there's so much activity going on. It's like, I think to myself, all these UFOs. And then if I watch anything about that, you see, it makes you think that. But if you watch anything about ascension to 5D or whatever, you might think they are streams of light for your light body. Or, if you watch someone else, it might be galactic streams of information coming down from the sky. If you listen to somebody else, what I can see coming down from the sky could be fractals from a hologram. And so there's still too many different sort of theories going around, and I don't know why it bothers me. It bothers me because, and it shouldn't, it's like, I guess that's a sign of my spineless nature, maybe, that I need other people to confirm my inner knowledge. But it's because I don't know what's going on. Actually, this is what I'll talk about now, because that Taylor T, I watched I watched a video of hers last night, and she spoke about physical changes, which I've not looked at until yesterday, like I said. And then I'm like, oh shit, is this what I've had for the last 2 years? Itching everywhere. Like, I mentioned on something the other day, I had an eye watch, and I did not like the feel that gave me. Left me with a real circle, a big red circle of rash on there. It looked like ringworm. And I kept getting messages that didn't corroborate with reality through the fucking watch. And it was weird. It was on Friday the 13th of April. I'll never forget, because I said it to the woman behind the doctors, and she looked at me like, whoa, are you a witch? I got this text message through, and it said NHS, which is Britain's health service, appointment at 12:09 as well. 12:09. It's like, or was it 12:06? And I was thinking, 12:06. It must be 12:10, whatever. And I was thinking, what's it for? Is it for me? Who does it matter? Anyway, went up to the doctors, couldn't find me on the system. Have you got a letter? So I said no, but I've got this. Showed them my text that had come through on the watch, which didn't come through to the phone as well, even though they were synced. Look at me, I've got all this electrical shit, all this old stuff, because everything's broken. My phone speaker doesn't work. I can't ring out or listen in. I've got to film these videos on my iPad because I've filmed loads on that and the voice doesn't come through. And this is if I need to ring anyone. I'll have to swap my SIM card. If anyone comes around the corner to target me, I'll have to go 999. But just fucking a lot of weirdness when I'm thinking back. Again, sorry for the swearing. Or am I? I don't know if I am. Not yet. Look at that bird on top. I don't want to show you the house actually. Or do I? The fucking massive bird sat on top of the house. Looks like a fucking pheasant. Shall I try and turn it round? Let's have a look. Oh shit, how do you do that? I can't fucking do it. Never mind. I'm definitely going to edit this. I've lost my train of thought. 27 minutes as well. Oh, the swearing, that's it. I've always been around swearing and I've always used it. I used it as a young kid to shock my parents into stopping what they were doing. I've always used words in quite a crass way, and that's something that I'm trying to rein in now. I've always felt powerful with my words, and I felt like I could talk myself out of anything with my words, but swearing was a big part of it. And I think it's something to do with your subconscious. Well, it is, isn't it? What? Get out. Oh, big bee came in there. Oh, go away. Love animals. I do. Just don't want to get stung by a big fat bee. So now I'm going to listen to this. It's too funny. I'm going to stop this and do another one because it's shit. Swearing. No, before I finish, swearing. I've always used swear words to shock, but to also make people listen. Because it's shocking. You want to know what someone's saying when they swear. And I've thought about swearing a lot over the years because I know a lot of people don't agree with it. Like I said, my mum and dad swore a lot, but not like I did. And still not now, and they don't like it now when I do it, but I use it as an extension of vocabulary because I don't think the English language has got enough words. Maybe it's got too many, and that's the problem. But people aren't expressionable enough. There's no way of gauging someone's passion unless they use hands or sounds or swears. So I'm trying to cut it back because I know it offends people, but I can't help it, and I don't know if I want to change myself really for that. I don't think there's anything too bad about swearing unless you do it to someone's face. Right, I'm going to do another video. It's ridiculous.